Namaste to all of you. Please sit comfortably. Please keep your back, neck and head in a nice straight line. Gently close your eyes. Keeping your eyes closed, become aware of the whole physical body from the top of the head to the toes. Scan the body mentally. Let the body become completely still. Bring your awareness to the eyebrow center and at the eyebrow center visualize a bright jyoti. Looking into the jyoti, let us together chant the mantra Om. Breathe in deeply. Om. Breathe in deeply again. And breathe in deeply again. Now please listen and repeat after me. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Continue to look into the dark space in front of the closed eyes. Continue to visualize the jyoti, the bright point of light. We will now chant the three mantras First we will chant Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Mrityu means death. Mrityunjaya means overcoming death. Every small fear, every moment when there is a sense of insecurity, it is a mini death, a small death. And in today's condition, there is continuous a flare of panic, and the chanting of Mahamrityunjaya mantra seems most relevant. In fact, throughout the day, as you are going about doing the daily chores and other activities, you can continuously chant Mahamrityunjaya mantra. In fact, you can play the audio of Sri Swamiji chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra, which is available both in the Rikyapit website as well as it is available in YouTube. You could play it. Mahamrityunjaya mantra is for healing, is for energy, is for power, is for developing immunity and strength. And Mahamrityunjaya mantra also develops a quality of dispassion, vairagya. So let us chant Mahamrityunjaya mantra 11 times all together. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukhamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Observe the vibration, the grace, the protection that you get with the chanting of Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Now we will be chanting Gayatri mantra. In these times when the lockdown has been imposed, you can do a Sahasravritti of Gayatri at least once a day. The chanting of Gayatri mantra thrice a day during the Sandhi or the Sandhya Kala is Nitya Karma. It is a prescribed action that everyone should be doing. Whoever has received the mantra by the Upanayana Samskara or by the grace of a Guru who initiated them should chant this mantra during the Sandhya Kalams, the 3 times. And now, when we have enough time, it may take about 1.5 hours to do a Sahasravritti of Sahasravritti means 1008 times Gayatri. The chanting of Gayatri mantra awakens the knowing faculty. Jnana Shakti is awakened when you chant this mantra. It is for wisdom, for inner clarity, for opening the doors of knowledge, the intuitive faculty, the perception. So let us chant Gayatri mantra 11 times. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. We will now chant the 32 names of Durga, Durga Dvatrimshat Namamala. In this time of crisis and so many obstacles and sufferings are the order of the day, to start the day with the chanting of Durga Dvatrimshat Namamala is a wise thing. Even on a daily basis, when this mantra is chanted, all obstacles are removed. So those of you who have time, you can do Likita Japa of this mantra on the yantras that we have shown you. The basic yantra can be drawn, and you can write the Durga mantra as a Likita Japa. It's a very powerful mantra. In this time of crisis, this mantra will provide you the inner strength to face all the obstacles and overcome all the obstacles. Durgati Nashini is the name of Durga, the one who removes sufferings from life. So let us chant the Durga Dvatramshat Nama Mala 3 rounds all together. Om Durga Durgarti Shamani Durga Padvini Varini Durga Machedini Durga Sadhini Durga Nashini Durgato Dharini Durga Nihantri Durga Mapaha Durga Majnanada Durga Daitya Loka Davanala Durgama Durgama Loka Durgamatma Swarupini Durgamarga Prada Durgama Vidya Durgama Shrita Durgama Jnana Samsthana Durgama Dhyana Bhasini Durga Moha Durgamaga Durgamatma Swarupini Durgama Sura Samhantri Durgama Yudhadharini Durgamangi Durgamata Durgamya Durgameshwari Durga Bhima Durga Bhama Durga Bha Durga Dharini Om Durga Durgarti Shamani Durga Padvini Varini Durga Machedini Durga Sadhini Durga Nashini Durgato Dharini Durga Nihantri Durga Mapaha Durga Majnanada Durga Daitya Loka Davanala Durgama Durgama Loka Durgamatma Swarupini Durgamarga Prada Durgama Vidya Durgama Shrita Durgama Jnana Samsthana Durgama Dhyana Bhasini Durga Moha Durgamaga Durgamartha Swarupini Durgama Sura Samhantri Durgama Yudhadharini Durgamangi Durgamata Durgamya Durgameshwari Durga Bhima Durga Bhama Durga Bha Durga Dharini Om Durga Durgarti Shamani Durga Padvini Varini Durga Machedini Durga Sadhini Durga Nashini Durgato Dharini Durga Nihantri Durga Mapaha Durga Majnanada Durga Daitya Loka Davanala Durgama Durgama Loka Durgamatma Swarupini Durgamarga Prada Durgama Vidya Durgama Shrita Durgama Jnana Samsthana Durgama Dhyana Bhasini Durga Moha Durgamaga Durgamatha Swarupini Durgama Sura Samhantri Durgama Yudhadharini Durgamangi Durgamata Durgamya Durgameshwari Durga Bhima Durga Bhama Durga Bha Durga Dharini Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Please keep your eyes closed and observe the impact of the chants. Observe how you feel after chanting all the three mantras. Rub your palms against each other thoroughly till your palms become warm. Place the palms on the eyes. Gently drop the hands down and open your eyes. Please lie down in Shavasana. We'll start with a short Shavasana. Make yourself comfortable. I hope now the audio is okay. Please lie down comfortably. Drop your legs, your hands, your trunk, your shoulders and head to the floor. Allow the whole body to sink down into the floor. Let go of the whole physical body. Surrender the body to the floor. Mentally scan the body from the top of the head to the tip of the toes. Scan the whole body mentally. Observe the whole body bit by bit. Begin from the crown of the head and gradually move your awareness through the whole body and scan the body mentally. Intensify your awareness of the sense of touch between body and floor. Become aware of the sense of touch between body and floor. And then shift your awareness to your natural breathing. Become aware of breath flowing in and flowing out of the nostrils. When breath flows in, the body expands a little bit. When breath flows out, the whole body sinks down into the floor. Intensify your awareness of the expansion of body with incoming breath and relaxation of the whole body with outgoing breath. Every time as breath flows in, body expands gently like a balloon. Every time as breath flows out, the whole body sinks down into the floor. Count 11 breaths from now. if you completed 11 breaths, counting from 11 to 1 by observing natural breath, then get ready for today's first practice. Bring your legs together in the lie down posture. Lie down on the floor and tuck your hands underneath the body. Elbows close to the body, slightly tucked underneath the trunk. Palms facing the floor, feet together, shoulders relaxed on the floor. Now become aware of your natural breath. Next time when breath comes in, slowly raise your right leg up without bending the knee, and then slowly bring your right leg down towards the floor. Now slowly raise your left leg up without bending the knee, and with outgoing breath bring the left leg down. Be aware of the shoulders, be aware of the head, be aware of the whole trunk. Now along with the next incoming breath, raise both legs up. Along the outgoing breath, slowly bring both the legs down. Padottanasana is the name of the practice. Along with the incoming breath, right leg up. Along with outgoing breath, right leg down. Along with the incoming breath, left leg up. Along with the outgoing breath, left leg down. Along with the incoming breath, both legs up. Along with the outgoing breath, both legs down. Along with the incoming breath, you have to raise your right leg up. What is important is your knee should be straight. And whatever level you can raise without lifting the left leg off the floor, that much is sufficient. Then slowly with the outgoing breath, bring the leg down. With the incoming breath, you raise your left leg up. You raise the leg only up to the extent that there is no need for you to lift your right knee up from the floor. Now, with the incoming breath, raise both legs up, and with the outgoing breath, slowly bring both the legs down. Along with the incoming breath, right leg up. One more important point we'll add, apart from keeping the leg straight, apart from ensuring that the other leg that is on the floor doesn't lift, we also turn the toe of the leg that is lifted towards the head. It will create a stretch in the entire back side of the leg. Be aware of it. And then along with the outgoing breath, bring the leg down. Along with the incoming breath, left leg up. Turn the toe of the left leg towards the head. Feel the stretch in the back side of the leg. Along with the outgoing breath, bring the left leg down. Remember, when you are lifting one leg, the leg that is lifted should be straight. The leg that is on the floor should remain on the floor. It should not get slightly lifted up. And the leg that is lifted, the toe of that leg is turned towards the head. So we will be doing 6 more rounds like this. Along with the incoming breath, right leg up. Along with the outgoing breath, right leg down. Along with the incoming breath, left leg up. Along with the outgoing breath, left leg down. Along with incoming breath, both legs up. Along with outgoing breath, both legs down. Again, along with incoming breath, right leg up, turn the toes towards the head. Along with outgoing breath, right leg down. Along with incoming breath, left leg up. Along with outgoing breath, left leg down. Along with incoming breath, both legs up. Along with outgoing breath, both legs down. Continue and complete up to 10 rounds. Take your own time. There is no urgency. There is no need to try and do the practice to precision in the form and appearance. What is important is you do it correctly. You have to raise your leg only to the extent that there is no need for you to lift the other leg up. And in the final position, you have to turn the toe towards the head, which will create a good stretch in the back side of the leg that is lifted up. The shoulders should be relaxed. The shoulders should not be lifted off the floor. If the hands are not properly tucked underneath the body, there is a tendency to put the neck in a strain. People tend to press their head down, lift their shoulders a little bit up, create some amount of tension in the neck when they do this practice. Once you complete 10 rounds, please stop your practice. And observe how you feel in the abdomen region. Observe how you feel in the thighs. Observe how you feel in the lower back. Now you bring the legs together once again. Place the legs close to the body. Tuck the hands underneath the body. We are going to intensify this practice. Instead of lifting the legs vertically up to this position, we are going to lift it to slightly lesser than a perpendicular position. Like this. So this is about 75 degrees or little less than that. This is perpendicular. We will stop it slightly below that level. So along with the incoming breath, we raise the leg up like this and stop, and then we will bring it down. So all of you are ready? Let us start now. Bring the legs together. Bring the hands close to the body. Tuck your hands underneath the body. Along with the incoming breath, raise both legs up to 3/4 of a 90 degree, and then slowly bring it down. Once again, along with the incoming breath, raise the leg up to 75 degrees, and along with the outgoing breath, bring the leg down. Please remember, if your hands are not tucked underneath the body, when you lift the leg up, there is a tendency to do like this, where the neck will become strained. So bring the hands tucked underneath the body, palms on the floor. If your position is correct, your shoulders will be relaxed throughout practice. Along with the incoming breath, up 75 degrees. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Again, along with the incoming breath, 75 degrees. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, slowly up. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Now instead of lifting it to 75 degrees, we are going to lift it to 60 degrees. Along with the incoming breath, slowly up. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, slowly up. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, slowly up to 60 degrees. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, up to 60 degrees. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, last round, 60 degrees. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. If you want to relax a little bit, you can take your hands out. Bend your knees and shake your legs like this. And loosen up your thighs and release any pressure in the pelvic floor. Once again, bring the hands underneath the body. This time we will lift the leg up 45 degrees. Halfway to a perpendicular lift. Along with the incoming breath, 45 degrees up. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, 45 degrees up. Along with outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, 45 degrees up. Throughout practice, you should not bend your knees and you should not lift your shoulder, put the pressure on the head and lift the leg up. Hands are underneath the body. Elbows underneath the body, palms facing the floor, shoulders relaxed, head resting. Along with the incoming breath, 45 degrees up. Along with outgoing breath, slow it down. Along with incoming breath, 45 degrees up. Along with outgoing breath, slowly down. If needed, you can take your hands out, relax yourself a little bit by shaking the legs. You can either shake it with the legs stretched out, or you can keep the feet on the floor and shake like this, whichever way is convenient for you is fine. Now let's intensify this practice a little further. Instead of lifting 45 degrees up, we lift only 30 degrees up. Along with the incoming breath, 30 degrees up. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with incoming breath, 30 degrees up. Along with outgoing breath, 50 degrees down. Again, along with incoming breath, 30 degrees up. With outgoing breath, slowly down. Along with the incoming breath, 30 degrees up. Along with the outgoing breath, slowly down. This last round, we will raise the leg up and not bring it down immediately. We will raise it up and hold it up there. Along with incoming breath, raise the leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly down. Relax. Take your hands outside. Release the position. Relax the body. Lie down in the pose of Shavasana. Comfortably lying down, observe how you feel now in your thighs. Observe how you feel now in your pelvic floor. Observe the impact of the practice in the abdomen. Observe the impact of the practice in the thigh region, the pelvic floor region, the lower back. And once you complete observing, for a short while you can do deep breathing, abdominal breathing. Inhale deeply, abdomen bulging up like a balloon. And exhale completely, abdomen sinking down into the floor. Inhale deeply, abdomen bulging like a balloon. And exhale completely, abdomen sinking down. Deep inhalation followed by long exhalation. Deep inhalation followed by long exhalation. Use the abdominal breathing as the form of breathing. We'll do one more practice from the abdominal group. We'll do the Naukasana practice. Stop deep breathing now. Lie down in the pose. Ready for Naukasana. From Shavasana, bring your legs together. Bring your hands close to the body. And then slowly raise your legs up, raise your hands up, and raise your trunk up, head up, except the buttock. Rest of the body is lifted and you look like a boat. So for the sake of those who do not know the practice, let me demonstrate once. And when I am demonstrating, if I am speaking, the volume is becoming very low. Therefore, I will give instruction one more time, and when I am demonstrating, I won't speak. So you can see the demonstration. After that, I will start instruction once again, and you can hear the instruction and do the practice. So to do this Naukasana, you will lie down in the preparatory posture. From Shavasana, you will bring your legs together. You will bring the hands close to the body, but you will not tuck them underneath. They will just remain on the floor by the side of the body. Then you have to raise your legs up, raise your hands up, raise your trunk up, and look at the feet. Except for the buttock, the rest of the body will be like a boat. And you will be in the final position with the breath held in. When breath comes in, you will come into the pose. You will hold the breath. You will be there for say 3 or 5 counts mentally, and then you will lie down. So let me demonstrate now. I will not be talking during the demonstration. Have a look at the demonstration. I hope you understood the practice. I hope it was visible. So get ready for the practice now. Bring your legs together. Bring your hands by the side of the body. not tuck your hands underneath the body. Hands remain just by the side of the body. Slowly, along the next incoming breath, raise your legs up, raise your hands up, raise your trunk up, head up. Look at the feet. Remain like a boat with the breath held inside for a few seconds. When you feel you need to go down back to relaxed posture, slowly go down with outgoing breath and be there for a few moments, relax. We'll do 4 more rounds. Along with the incoming breath, slowly come into Navakasana, boat posture. In the final pose, except for the buttock, rest of the body is in the air and you are looking at your feet. Hold the final posture for as long as your body will allow you. And when you have to breathe out or when you have to go down because your body cannot hold the posture, you may slowly lower the body, with an outgoing breath and be there for a few more seconds, relaxing in Shavasana. Complete the remaining 3 rounds. We'll do a total of 5 times. Try to increase the duration of stay. The next subsequent rounds, try to increase the duration of stay in the final posture. Instead of a count of 5, try to stay for slightly longer duration. Try to achieve the stay up to the capacity of you to hold your breath inside. Let's say you can hold your breath for a count of 12. See if you are able to remain in that final posture up to that capacity for you to hold your breath inside. Now let go of the body. If you finished 5 rounds, drop your hands by the side of the body. Keep the hands slightly away from the body. Drop your legs down on the floor. Keep your legs slightly apart. Allow legs to flop by the sides. Lie in Shavasana. Lie down on the floor in Shavasana and relax the whole body. Surrender the whole body into the floor. Now take your awareness into your abdomen region and observe how you feel in the navel. Observe how you feel in the pelvic floor. You will find that there is a lot of pranic movement in the navel region. Tingling movement of energy can be felt in the abdominal navel region. And the ripples of lightness can be felt moving from the navel towards the extremities of the body. You feel that waves of lightness spread from the navel to the hands from the navel to the legs, from navel to the head. Now you can do few rounds of deep abdominal breathing. After completing few rounds of abdominal breathing, get ready for the practice of Pranamasana from the Shakti Bandhasana series. For this practice, you need to come to first standing posture. Keep your legs about shoulder width apart. Tilt your feet towards the sides a little bit, and then come into squatting position and come to the Ayapasana, where your back is straight, feet slightly tilted. The elbows are on the inside of your knees, and then slowly bring the palms together as if you are saying Namaste. Then slowly bring the palms towards the chest. As breath flows in, tilt your head and look up. When your thumb touches the sternum, you are arching upward and looking at the ceiling. And when breath goes out, you stretch your hands out, bring the knees together and push the mid back backward. Again, when breath comes in, the elbow comes in contact with the knee and you gently arch backward. I hope you understand the practice. You come into standing posture, keep your knees slightly separated. Then you come to squatting position. And you come into the Ayapasana, back is straight. It should not be like this. You should not be sitting like you are sitting for the potty. Back should be straight. Elbow should come in contact with the inside of the knee. And the hands are brought together as though you are saying Namaste. And at the time when the sternum is touched by the thumb, you arch up and look at the ceiling. When breath goes out, you stretch your hand out. Hand should be parallel to the floor, it should not be down. It should be parallel to the floor. You bring the head inside and you push the mid back backward. Like in Marjariyasana. Again, when breath comes in, you gently arch up. I hope you understand the practice. Along with incoming breath, you come into the backward arch. Along with the outgoing breath, you come into the forward stretch. Like this you do 10 rounds. And if required, you can take rest. At the end of 5 rounds, you can rest. And then repeat 5 more rounds. When you complete 10 rounds, you can sit with your legs stretched out. and you complete 10 rounds, you can sit with your legs stretched out. Keep your hands by the side of the body. The back is supported by the hands. You close the eyes and observe the changes you experience in the body. Observe how you feel in your neck. Observe how you feel in your shoulders. Observe how you feel in your chest, abdomen, pelvic floor, groin. Observe how you feel in your back, hip, waist. Also observe how you feel in your knees, your ankles, the whole body. The practice of Pranamasana from Shakti Bandhasana series is quite a powerful and intense practice. We have covered this in the earlier session also, therefore I am repeating it. We are going to do one more practice from the Shakti Bandhasana series. It's called as the Gatyatmak Menu Vakrasana, the dynamic spinal twist. So in this practice you have to sit with your legs wide apart, like a meter apart. And then you raise your hands to shoulder level, twist the body when breath goes out, and if possible, touch the toe. In order to touch the toe, you don't lean forward, just bring it above the toe. Come back to center when breath comes in, and twist the other side when breath goes out to the right side. Come back to center when breath comes in. Twist and look over your left shoulder at the hand that is stretched out. Come back to center when breath comes in. Twist to the right side, bring the left toe to the right foot. Look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. Like this we will do 8 more times slowly. Left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center, like this, complete 10 rounds. Once you complete 10 rounds, then you can sit normally with your legs stretched out. Close your eyes and observe how you feel. Observe the impact of the practice in the pelvic floor. Observe the impact of the practice on the pelvic floor. Observe how you feel in the spinal cord. Observe how you feel on both sides of the waist. Observe how you feel on both sides of the back. Observe the change in your heartbeat and breathing. Now we are going to do the same practice in a dynamic way, and I am not going to use my audio device as I am doing the practice. What I understand is when I am demonstrating and I am speaking, the audio becomes unclear. I got a feedback from Nagarajan Krishnamurti that audio is not clear. Now I am holding the audio device in my front and speaking. I hope it's clear now. But while demonstrating, I will just demonstrate. You have a look at it and then I will hold the device and speak to you again. So in the dynamic practice, we are not synchronizing the practice with normal breathing. We are going to do the practice at a higher speed. Therefore, each time we twist, we blow the nostrils a little bit forcefully so that the twisting is facilitated by the exhalation, forced exhalation. Is the audio clear now? Can someone say that it is clear, not clear? So let me demonstrate. As I am demonstrating, I am not going to say anything. It's going to be done at a higher speed with forced breathing. So that is the practice done at a higher speed. When the practice is done at a higher speed, breathing is also done with a little bit of force. So get ready now, keep your legs wide apart. Thank you for the feedback. Keep your legs wide apart. Ensure that you are sitting straight. The abdomen has to be pushed forward, chest raised up, chin tucked up, and then raise your hands to the side. Breathe out little forcefully and twist to one side. Like that, you have to twist from side to side with a little bit of force to breathing. Breathe out when you twist. You don't have to breathe in forcefully. Return to center with a passive inhalation. Even if you don't do anything, breath will come inside. But you will breathe out and twist to the side. Come to center. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Breathe out, 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 breathe out. Relax. Do one round slowly on each side. Then please lie down comfortably in the pose of Shavasana. Lie down comfortably in the pose of Shavasana. Keep your legs slightly apart. Hands by the side of the body. Palms face upward. Palms facing the ceiling. And eyes gently closed. Keeping your eyes closed, become aware of the whole body. Keeping the eyes closed, become aware of the whole physical body from the top of the head to the tip of the toes. Somebody is asking whether the head looks back or not. So we will do one more set for those who have doubt. When you turn to the side, the head also turns to the side. You can't be looking at the front and doing the practice. You can't be doing like this. When you do the practice, I said you look over the left shoulder behind. So without turning the head, you can't do the practice. Do you understand? You turn the head, look over the left shoulder when you are turning to the left side. You turn around, look over the right shoulder when you are turning to the right side. So without turning the head, the practice cannot be done. You can do a few times, again for your own sake. Those of you who have a doubt, and those of you who are in Shavasana, please remain in Shavasana for a few more moments. Observe the breathing and observe the gentle expansion of the body when breath flows in and relaxation of the body when breath flows out. And observe the changes you experience in the body after you finished few abdominal practices and few Shakti Bandhasanas. Observe the change in the way your body is breathing. Observe the change in the condition of your muscles, joints. Observe the higher level of energy in the body. and let us start abdominal breathing. So today we are going to quantify the abdominal breathing. For those who do not know the practice of abdominal breathing or who have doubt, I will demonstrate one round of abdominal breathing. First I will explain to you, and then when I am demonstrating I will not speak, so that you can just see what I am doing. Abdominal breathing is a practice in which you breathe into the lowermost portion of your lung. The lung is like a big balloon which begins from here and goes on all the way up to the rib cage. Now the bottom of the lung is supported by a muscle called diaphragm which holds it inside this thoracic cavity. The diaphragm goes down like this, and when the diaphragm goes down, air goes into your nostrils. When you are lying down, the diaphragm, instead of going down, comes out like this. It bulges up as if a balloon is getting inflated. Then when breath goes out, it goes back into its original position, into the thoracic cavity, and because it goes back into this position, it pushes the lung and therefore air comes out. So when somebody is lying down, if they are sleeping, you will observe that their abdomen bulges up and falls down. It's a very common scene. And particularly it can be observed if they have a big paunch belly. Belly will be rising up and down. So let me demonstrate. I don't have a paunch belly, so I will use this for you to see. I am not going to speak for 5 rounds of my breathing.